Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Inside View with Teddy Panos. I am your host, Teddy Panos, coming to you from the Inside Lowell Studios here in beautiful downtown Lowell, which is going to be the focus of our discussion on this podcast because downtown Lowell is going to be the scene for Winterfest 2023. Great event that we're excited to be a part of here at Inside Lowell, and we invite everybody in our audience, no matter how near or far away you are, to come down and celebrate with us on the weekend of February 17th and 18th. I think I have the right days, right? I'm going to bring in my guests in just a couple of moments, but I do want to thank our sponsors for helping make this podcast and all of our podcasts here at Inside Lowell possible. Of course, our friends at Washington Savings Bank. You still have time, gang. You have until the end of March to open a new account there if you are a Lowell or Dracut resident. Open up an account at Washington Savings Bank. Get $1,000 in qualified direct deposits put in there. Qualified your paycheck, Social Security check that you get. If you can get $1,000 in directly deposited into that new account you open in 30 days, they're going to give you $300. That is a 30% return on your money. That's more than the credit card companies charge in interest. WashingtonSavings.com to learn more about that special offer and all of their great personal and small business services. Thank you as well to our friends at Hafner's. This time of year, home heating is top of mind for many Greater Lowell residents, and it should be, given our harsh New England winters and what we went through just this past weekend. So don't take any chances with your family and your home. Hafner's Home Heating Services takes the worry off your mind. They offer comprehensive services, quick, reliable, and friendly customer service, and they offer great options like auto pay and auto delivery to make your life easier. Call 866-IT-KICKS to learn more. That's 866-IT-KICKS. Or visit Hafners.com. I also want to thank our friends at Reverie 73. You may notice right over my shoulder here, we've got our brand new sponsor logo for them. The old sign wasn't working well with our lighting, so we got an updated one. Now you can see Reverie 73. What is Reverie 73? Well, it's only the hottest, hippest, and best cannabis store in our region here. They're located at 1148 Bridge Street in Lowell. Store itself is beautiful. It stands out. You'll notice it the second you walk in. And then their customer service as well. Their knowledgeable staff, always willing to spend the time with you, the extra time with you, to answer any questions you might have. So whether you're new to the world of cannabis or a canna connoisseur, the team at Reverie 73 is sure to elevate your experience. Again, visit them at 1148 Bridge Street in Lowell or order online at Reverie73.com. And with that, let me welcome in my guests here from the city of Lowell. Peter Crew is joining us here. He's off on the left of your camera. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Teddy. Thanks so much for having us.
Great to have you here. Diandra Silk is joining us here in studios as well. The new kid in town, right, Diandra?
Yep, brand new, second week.
Just in time for a Winterfest. We're going to throw you right into the fire. What brought you to the city, and what are you doing with us?
Yeah, I've been a resident for a few years now, and just love living downtown. I have a background in communications and branding and advertising, so the role with the city became available to help with communications, and it just felt like a really great cross-section of, living in Lowell and being really passionate about all the great things that Lowell has to offer and helping the city tell that story.
We really do have so many great things to offer, and it's amazing to me when you talk to people out of town. There's a certain reputation for the city or lack of knowledge of all the great things there are to do, but once people come here, it's like their eyes pop open, like, oh, I didn't realize Lowell had this, Lowell had that. And Winterfest, I kind of get the sense is one of those things. In the early days, it was huge. I think we got national attention at one point, thanks to those human dog sled races. But since that time, it seemed to have dropped off the map a little bit. I get the sense we're kind of in a little bit of a resurgence, though, in interest with Winterfest.
Yeah, I think that's right, Teddy. I think, certainly coming out of the pandemic, things have shifted. We were really excited last year to bring Winterfest back. I think we were actually the first event, large-scale event to happen in Lowell coming out of the lockdown, which was really exciting. And last year was the first year that the city partnered with the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, to move Winterfest down there, which allowed us to add things like the arts market, which was really successful, youth mural competitions, and also make Winterfest a little more weather resistant. Over the past 5 or 6 years, as I'm sure you remember, we've had Winterfest where it's been 60 degrees, and we've had Winterfest where it's been 20 below. So really what we've done now is be able to sort of adapt the event where we can move forward regardless of what the conditions are.
Yeah, we actually had those dog sled races canceled one year because of too much snow. The next year, because it was so warm, the snow it was too slushy and it became treacherous for the competitors. But any thought of bringing that back at some point, maybe as like maybe not every year, because I know that was a lot of work, but maybe as like a special thing if we ever get to a 25th or 30th or whatever anniversary?
So that is certainly probably the number one question we get asked between December and February is, when are the human dog sled races coming back? There is currently no plan to sort of reintroduce the dog sled races. To your point, they really were something that were dependent upon weather conditions, and where they become so volatile in terms of what it is right now. It just has become logistically complicated. Who knows, down the line, maybe for an anniversary year, we'll look at it, or some modification of that. But that's kind of where we're at with those.
You can't get Peter Lally to set up a dog sled track inside the auditorium, huh? That's not going to work.
No, I think that might be a bridge too far.
All right. Awesome. Let's talk about the great things that there are, because I was just looking at the events calendar before we sat down to record, and there's a little something for everybody, whether you like food, whether you like music, you want to bring the kids along. There's really so much to do. Let's kind of talk a little bit about the basics. You mentioned that the location is the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, but I did see that there is a second outdoor music stage set up as well. Is that correct? Brown Street?
That's right. So the auditorium will be sort of the central hub of Winterfest. We'll have stages set up on the plaza, or tents, I should say, set up on the plaza directly in front of the auditorium. And there'll be a tent set up on Brown Street as well. And our friends over at BRM Productions are really going to be transforming the outside of the auditorium, adding a bunch of really cool lighting effects and other things to really create sort of an immersive environment for folks around the whole LMA Plaza.
Yeah, there's actually a great photo if you go to the Winterfest website, lowellwinterfest.com, I believe. The main image that pops up shows a little bit of the lighting on the auditorium, and it looks awesome. It's such a great old building anyway, but visually much more attractive there than where it was kind of plopped up in the olden days, right in the middle of Arcan Drive, and there was only so much you could do with that setting. So I got the weekend right. I got the dates right, February 17th and 18th.
And that's Friday evening and Saturday during the day. So.
And Friday evening, what time does the fun start?
So the opening ceremonies are at 6:15 on Friday evening and goes until 9.
Events will go till 10.
Till 10, excuse me.
The arts market, if you're coming in town Friday night for the arts market does go till 9, but bands will play till 10.
Let's talk a little bit about that arts market, if we could. That's something new, right, that the auditorium allowed you to create. So where is that exactly going to be located, and who are going to be the artists showcasing their wares?
Sure. So we launched the arts market for the first time last year in partnership with Mosaic Lowell and the auditorium. And it was super successful last year. So we're expanding it out this year to include Friday night as well as Saturday afternoon. There are currently over 50 vendors who are signed up, and there's a long wait list of vendors trying to get in. And they'll be bringing sort of a wide mix, both of local artists, local craftspeople, regional folks, selling sort of a really, really wide mix of things in terms of what that is. And we're really excited this year we're partnering with local DJ collaborative Spins and Needles. And they're going to be providing sort of ambient music throughout the duration of the arts market, which will be great.
That's awesome. 50 different vendors, and you have a waiting list?
That's right.
That's spectacular. Where are you getting the bands from? Who are some of the musicians that folks can expect to see over the course of those 2 days?
Sure. So we have really a great mix of local talent, as well as some regional players that we're really excited about. There'll be 14 bands total. We have some regional players, our annual favorites returning. Squires of Soul, Bradley Copper Kettle, Blind Spot, Suns Lunaris, which are great. They always do an extra great light show in addition to their music. X-Tide and the Intense and T and the Gents will be back, which will be great. And then we have some new acts this year that we're really excited about. The Chelsea Curve, Old Rochelle, which I know is another local favorite. I think they did Winterfest a few years ago, so we're excited to have them back. Sonic Avionics. Dire Holiday, I think, is another local favorite that people will be really excited about. And we're introducing some new flavor to Winterfest this year with Son de Matero, which would be great. They'll add sort of a Latin flavor to the event. Dis and Dat is a sort of local reggae fuse band which we're really excited about. And then the Collection, which is sort of a larger regional band, will be in as well.
So pretty extensive list there. I think folks are going to want to plan for a full day on Saturday if you want to catch as many as. I have to throw a personal plug in there for mine and my wife's favorite band, Extine and the Intense. They're actually the owners of Warp and Weapon. Trust me, folks, find them on the schedule. We'll give you the website again, but find them on the schedule and listen to Extine and the Intense, and you'll probably get to dance with my wife as well because she's going to be out there in the front row. All right, let's talk a little bit about the food. Looking at me here, folks. Food, I know my food, and I'm looking forward to the food offerings this year. What can folks look forward to when they come down?
So yeah,
Diana's very shy. We gotta tell her that's not gonna work in Lowell.
So yeah, obviously, I think one of the heart of Winterfest, going back for decades and decades, is our annual soup competition, right? We're excited this year. We have 9 great local restaurants and organizations who are participating. And honestly, Teddy, every single entry looks like it's going to be really, really phenomenal. That's going to be 12 to 2:30 or until when supplies run out on Saturday the 18th. Soup competition is the one thing at Winterfest where there is a entry fee for that. There's $5. Tickets will be available in the Hall of Flags at LMA. You get a lovely little wristband that'll let you try soup. And there is a contest as well. It is a soup contest. So there will be signs up at each of the restaurants where you can text to vote your favorites. It is a super popular event every year, so I definitely encourage people to come down early if they want to check that out.
I was going to ask you who the judges are, but it sounds to some degree the folks in attendance who are eating the soups are going to be the judges as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Certainly the public or the People's Choice is obviously the main judging category for the soup competition.
All right. What else in terms of food offering? Food trucks this year, right?
That's right. Yeah, we have. There will be. I think we're at 4 food trucks now. There will be. If you're approaching LMA, the Jarvis building across the street.
Sure.
I think where the Bridge Club is. They're generously donating their lot to us for that weekend. And we will have 4 food trucks as well as the Rotary Club's marshmallow roasting station will be set up over there. A wide mix of different vendors and different food trucks, which I think will be great. We'll have some tables and chairs set up over there as well. So definitely a lot of really great food options.
Is the auditorium going to be serving anything at their concession stands inside?
Concession stands will be open. Okay. You'll be able to get things like popcorn and peanuts. I think they'll have their beer concessions open, so you'll be able to get things like that inside.
Awesome, good stuff. And you left out the best part, dessert, the chocolate competition, though. Yeah, that's not at the auditorium, right?
That's right. That's up the street at St. Anne's. We will again this year be running a free shuttle service between the auditorium and St. Anne's Saturday between 11 and 4 for folks that want to go up and check that out. And we definitely encourage folks to do that as well.
So you'll have a shuttle bus running back and forth between the auditorium and St. Anne's for the chocolate tasting and stuff, or you can just walk the 3 blocks and get the much needed exercise that I need. Work off some of that soup.
Maybe after the chocolate, you can walk back.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Take the soup, eat the soup, walk, bus over, and then walk back. How about the kids? What's there for my my soon-to-be 6-year-old and my 3-year-old? What kind of fun things can moms and dads or whoever, grandparents, whoever's bringing the kids, what can they expect to see?
Absolutely, particularly on Saturday, starting at 12. We have a magic show from Bonaparte the Magician, and as well as Dino Man, which I think you can talk about a little bit more what Dino Man can offer too.
Sure. So Dynamite, if folks were around for the summer music series, I think last year, he is a fantastic new performer. This will be his Winterfest debut. And essentially what Dynamite does is he will walk you through sort of the Paleolithic, Jurassic era with dinosaurs and some almost life-size inflatable dinosaurs as well.
Really?
We're really
my son is in. That's it. I'm gonna have a hard time peeling him away from there.
Yeah, so we're really excited. He'll be making his Winterfest debut this year, and we're also really excited to have Bonaparte back. He was our musician last year, and he does a really great show. Also new this year, he'll be doing a grown-up themed show later in the evening as well.
Ooh, an adult magic show.
Yes.
Love it. So lots of, plus the kids will like the chocolate competition, and the marshmallow roasting goes over big for the kiddos as well.
And, I'm sorry, Lola Bear will be there too Saturday afternoon, so that's always fun to see.
Of course, we love Lola Bear. She always shows up at the City of Lights parade to preview Winterfest. You've also added a scavenger hunt. Tell me a little bit about this.
That's right. So we're really excited this year to launch our Winterfest scavenger hunt. If you go on to lowellwinterfest.com, you get sort of all the details about it. But what you want to do is you'll want to download the Goose Chase app on your smartphones in order to participate. And you will be sent on a really sort of exciting scavenger hunt around downtown Lowell to sort of local businesses, as well as sort of historical spots and points of interest in Lowell. We've got some really interesting clues coming up with that, and then there'll be some prizes as well for folks. So definitely, and in order to participate in the scavenger hunt, you'll have to do it Friday and Saturday during Winterfest. So definitely check that out. We only have slots for 20 teams, so sign up as soon as you can if you're interested.
What do the teams consist of? How many people do I need to round up to get my team out there?
I think they could be teams of up to 4 on an individual team.
Okay. And this sounds like a really kind of a great way to get people to visit some of the downtown businesses. I know that's a focus of the administration and the folks over there at Economic Development. They want to get people to just kind of get out and about and see all the great things that downtown has to offer.
Exactly. And right now it looks like we're going to have really good weather that weekend. So it'll be a really great opportunity for folks to, when they're coming in town for Winterfest, also explore all of downtown and see all the great things they're already doing low.
Awesome. We've had great weather pretty much every weekend except the last one with the cold. So we'll take another one on the 17th and 18th. Who are some of the folks who are helping the city put this together? Who are some of the key partners in this endeavor?
Sure. So our key partners are, of course, our friends over at the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, instrumental in putting this event together every year. We also work very closely with the Merrimack Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. They're another producing partner for Winterfest. And the Lowell Management Group and our friends at the auditorium are all our main partners in putting Winterfest forward each year. And we're really appreciative to all of them.
And I've also seen some of the sponsorship thank yous start to come out. Is there still time for, if anybody, any businesses or even any individuals are interested in sponsoring this event, making sure it's a huge success and we keep it going every year? Is there still time for folks to get involved?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We'd welcome that to get involved with both Winterfest and even looking broader at a lot of the events that the City of Lowell puts on throughout the year.
Who's the contact person for that? Who should they reach out to?
Definitely reach out to Danielle McFadden at the Chamber. She will be she'll be ecstatic to walk you through the sponsorship process and how to do that. And
I think I run into her from time to time, so that'll work for me. Who are some of the folks who have already jumped aboard on sponsors? Who are some of your big folks out there who are
sure
ahead of the game?
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. We definitely want to highlight our sponsors. Eastern Salt Company is a longtime friend and sponsor of city events. We're really grateful to them. Enterprise Bank, Nancy Donahue, JDCU, Lowell 5, our friends over at Market Basket and the Daboulas Foundation, always longtime supporters. Pride Star Trinity EMS, Markley Group, our friends at Spectacle Live, and the Lowell Management Group, Greater Lowell Community Foundation, the McQuarrie Associates, Treehouse Craft Cannabis is a big supporter and friend of ours. And Winterfest too, I want to make sure to acknowledge and thank Clark Insurance, VinFen, Washington Savings Bank, and our friends at Woodward and Current. And there are a lot of other supporters and donors as well that make Winterfest possible.
I was going to say, it sounds like I don't want all the usual suspects, but in a good way. These organizations are always there whenever the community has a need or puts out the call for support for an important event that brings people together. That list you just ran down, you might as well just put it in a recording and hit the play button whenever folks ask, right?
Absolutely, but they are all really generous and all really super supportive of all the events and organizations in Lowell. We're really appreciative of their help.
All right. Anything we need to add here? Have we run down the event? Have we done it justice?
So, Teddy, there is one important thing we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
That is bubbles.
Bubbles.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that the adult entertainment, or the kids' version of Bubbles?
That does fall into the kids' entertainment category. Weather permitting, and I can't stress this enough, friends and Lowell, as long as it's above 40 degrees, Bubbles McGee, who's a really truly fantastic bubble artist, she'll be doing shows at 12:45 and 2:00 on Saturday afternoon.
We got to talk about this. A bubble artist. Is this the things? You're too young. You may not. Both of you. But we used to have this like gluey stuff. It smelled really good. We used to sniff it. But you put it like on a stick and you blew, and it would make these. If you were good at it, you could make these giant like rainbow type bubbles. Is this what we're talking about here?
Yeah. So these are giant, really sort of immersive and exciting bubbles that she does. If you came to 4th of July, she did a few shows at that as well. But it's a really great show. And we know our friends in Lowell really like bubbles, so definitely come out and check it out. Again, as long as it's above 40 degrees, we'll be able to.
Above 40 and not too windy, right? Is that what we're rooting for?
Yeah, wind is less of an issue than temperature, but yeah, we're really looking forward to that as well.
All right, awesome. And all of this information, because that's a lot of information. That's a lot of musical acts. It's a lot of food. It's a lot of entertainment for the kids and the adults. All of it is on the website. I've actually checked it out, which is, and now I can confirm it, lowellwinterfest.com. If any folks have any other questions, anybody in the city they should contact directly.
Yeah, they can contact Case directly, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right. Peter Crew, Diandra Silk, welcome again. And thank you for coming on in here and telling us all about this. I'm really looking forward to it this year. I'm excited.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Teddy.
All right. Winterfest 2023, as we always say. Don't hibernate. Come celebrate right here in downtown Lowell. We love to show you all the best that this city has to offer. Winterfest.com is the website. We're going to have this podcast up throughout the next couple of weeks on InsideLowell.com. It'll be on our YouTube channel. And if you look hard, you might find it on Spotify and a couple of other audio podcast producers as well. Thank you to Peter. Thank you to Diandra. And thank you to you for watching. We hope to see you on the 17th and the 18th here in downtown Lowell, Winterfest 2023. Everybody stay safe.